The title of my lecture is A Global Motivational Speaker for All Time. Before I begin my lecture, I would like to clarify that the message I'm about to share may not apply to those who are born with brain disabilities such as cerebral palsy, spastic conditions, Down syndrome, autism, and similar disorders. The most important point in my lecture today is this. Most people in the world do not truly know who they are. They are greatly influenced by how society defines them, including their parents, their teachers, and even their national assembly boards. Yet Allah, the Almighty Creator, has designed us to be far greater than what others say who we are. The difference is as vast as the distance between the earth and the sky, or between night and day. Let me share an example. I'll imagine a boy named Alif number 1. His father is a taxi driver, and his mother works in a restaurant, washing dishes and pots. Alif number 1 often stays at home alone. One day he receives his SPM, Malaysian High School Certificate Assembly result, and they are terrible. He feels crushed like this and believes that his future is doomed. In his mind, this exam result is the ultimate and final judgment of his intellectual ability. He believes it absolutely, as if it is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But Allah has already told us otherwise. In Surah 18 verse 4, He says, "Indeed, we have created mankind in the best of forms." And also in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 30, Allah means that you are able to fulfill your role as a Khalifa or leader on this earth. Now back to Alif number 1. He probably loses his confidence to learn subjects like English or science. When he drives a car, he believes his car has a speed limit. Supposing he thinks his car cannot exceed 70 kilometers per hour. If he drives it faster than that, the car will stop and only restart after 50 minutes. To Alif number 1, his car represents his brain's ability. But that belief is completely wrong. Let me illustrate my point with reference to the following 3 books. Book number 1, The 3-Pound Universe by Judith Hooper and Dick Tracy. On page 2 it says, if mankind ever wanted to build a computer as powerful as the human brain given by God, that computer would have to be 5.3 times the size of Peninsular Malaysia or England and 100 stories tall. Imagine that the human brain is that powerful. Book number 2, Empires of the Mind by Dennis Whitley. On page 12, it says that a normal human being has the potential to master 40 languages easily and complete multiple college courses. Book number 3, The Polymath by Waqas Ahmad. He explains that the human brain contains 100 billion neurons or cells, and each cell is connected to every other cell, forming a limitless web of potential. On page 180, it is stated that a British psychiatrist, Ian McGilchrist, explains the endless interconnectivity of the brain. Quote, if we started to count these interconnections at the rate of 1 per second, you would still be counting 30 million years from now. And if they were to be unraveled, the strand will be long enough to encircle the earth twice. From this, it is crystal clear that Allah SWT created every normal human being with the capacity to learn and master enormous knowledge to become truly great individuals. If our brain were compared to a car, then that car Allah has given us is a Rolls Royce, the best of the best. Ladies and gentlemen, in Germany there is a highway network spanning over 13,000 kilometers where there are no speed limits. It is called the Autobahn. For the purpose of this talk, I want you to imagine that the whole world is like the Autobahn. Now picture millions of people like Alif number one, each driving their own Rolls Royce. Yet all of them drive no faster than 70 kilometers per hour. Isn't that a tragic waste of potential? Thousands of years ago, great thinkers and scholars had mastered numerous fields of knowledge. People like Plato and Aristotle in Greece and Ibn Khaldun, Ibn Sina, and Al-Ghazali in the Middle East. They were never afraid, doubtful, ashamed, or lazy in their pursuit of knowledge. Now imagine, for the past 100 years, from 1934 to 2024, millions of students worldwide who have failed their final examination, their school exam, SPM, Physical Cambridge, O-level, and its equivalent. Many of them, like one, have been driving their Rolls-Royce cars on the Autobahn of life, but never faster than 70 kilometers. Alif number one and millions like him have gone through 11 years of schooling. The reason they feel limited is that for the past 100 years, students like that were never told that their brains are like Rolls-Royce cars. Now imagine what they could have achieved if they had been reminded that they have vast potential, hidden potential. Parents and teachers need to focus not only on helping students pass exam, but also help them to develop a more positive mindset and build their confidence, determination, perseverance, and resilience. They must stop judging themselves by their paper qualifications and instead explore any skills they can develop and master. Parents must also realize that their children are born geniuses from the age of 1 to 7 years old. As parents, you are their first and most important teachers. Failure in SPM does not mean failure in life. Your children have Rolls-Royce brains. They just need the right environment to drive them at full speed. Let me explain further. Most SPM questions test a student's ability to memorize facts. However, the right side of the brain is responsible for creativity, innovation, imagination, visualization, opportunity-seeking thinking, entrepreneurial thinking, and learning from others' success and failure. These qualities are very hard to measure fairly through exam scores. I like questions based on memorization of facts. Now let's listen to Alif number one story. Imagine if his upbringing had been completely different. One day his father, taxi driver, witnessed a serious accident. A car ahead had crashed into a tree while trying to avoid a motorcycle, and thick black smoke was rising. Alif's number one father ran to help. He kicked open the jammed door on the left side to rescue the trapped wife, then carried out the unconscious husband, whose head was bleeding profusely. Just 5 seconds later, the car exploded and was completely burnt. The couple he rescued were Dr. Ahmad and Dr. Mariam, both well educated and wealthy. Dr. Ahmad was an only child of retired parents who are well educated themselves and who also lived with them. Coincidentally, the couple had no children of their own. Out of great gratitude, they invited Alif's number one family to live with them in their big house with their parents. At that time, Alif number two was still in his mother's womb. The foster family ensured that his mother received the best care for a healthy pregnancy. When Alif number two was born, he grew up in a loving, stimulating environment, surrounded by books and learning opportunities. Money was never an issue. Naturally, when Alif number two later took his results were excellent. The moral of the story is simple. It is not impossible for any young couple today, anywhere and any time in the future, to raise their children the same way by giving them unconditional love, encouragement, and knowledge from an early age, always reminding them that their brain is like a Rolls Royce, capable of unlimited speed. Likewise, it is not impossible for any poor boy or girl to become successful through sheer determination and perseverance. That boy or girl can also imagine that if he or she had the same upbringing as Alif number two, he or she could read as many books as possible, borrowed from a town or school library. I believe my lecture has universal application. The same problem as described in my lecture is felt by millions of school children and university students in all countries now and in the world. Every normal child in the world, now or in the future, has the birthright to live life as fully as possible and to realize their full potential. Thank you.